for the first time in his military career. Supreme Strategist Kale Varen canceled an attack. Across the bridge of the Oblivion Crown, hundreds of alien officers exchanged uneasy glances. No one questioned his decisions. They questioned his expression, because Kale was smiling. Not the smile of victory, the smile of someone who had finally found a worthy opponent. He slowly turned toward his fleet commanders. Change of objective. One officer frowned. Earth? Kale shook his head. No. We're no longer invading a planet. He zoomed in on Earth's command network. We're hunting one mind. The room became silent. Back on Earth, General Reeves stared at Elias. So, what happens now? Elias answered without hesitation. He disappears. What? He'll vanish. He won't attack. He won't send messages. He'll erase every trace of himself. Captain Naomi looked confused. Why would he stop? Elias calmly replied, because he knows I'm watching. And now, he'll try to make me look where he wants. Exactly as Elias predicted, the alien fleet vanished. Not one engine signature, not one radio signal, not one drone, nothing. It was as if 10,000 warships had dissolved into the darkness. Earth's deep space sensors searched endlessly. Nothing. General Hale whispered, "Did they retreat?" Elias slowly shook his head. No, they're closer than before. 3 days passed. Nothing happened. No attacks, no warnings, no broadcasts. Television networks declared humanity victorious. Social media celebrated. Cities held parades. Markets reopened. People laughed again. Only one man refused to celebrate. Elias. Every night, he sat alone in the simulation room, running thousands of possibilities. Again, again, again. Captain Naomi entered quietly. You haven't slept. I don't have time. She placed a cup of coffee beside him. You still think he's coming? Elias looked at the star map. No. I know he already has. At the same moment, far beyond Saturn, Kale stood inside a holographic chamber. His officers surrounded him. One commander finally spoke. Permission to attack Earth? Kale answered calmly. No. Another commander looked confused. Our soldiers are ready. Our weapons are superior. Our fleet outnumbers theirs. Kale looked toward the stars. Exactly. Which means that's what he expects. One young officer couldn't stay silent. Sir, if not war, then what? Kyle slowly touched the holographic map. Fear. Suddenly, across Earth, power stations began shutting down. One city, then another. Communication satellites failed. Navigation systems froze. Cargo ships drifted. Stock markets collapsed. Airports lost contact. No explosions, no casualties, only chaos. Inside Global Defense Headquarters, panic returned. Engineers shouted across control rooms. We're losing satellites. Our quantum relays are failing. Power grids are collapsing. General Reeves looked toward Elias. Cyber attack? Elias stared at the reports, then quietly said, No. Everyone looked confused. If this were a cyber attack, it would spread. This is synchronized. Captain Naomi frowned. What does that mean? It means someone planned this years ago. Earth intelligence began investigating. Factories malfunctioned. Orbital elevators stopped moving. Autonomous drones refused commands. Nothing had been hacked. Everything was following perfectly legal maintenance protocols. General Hale looked horrified. They've been inside our infrastructure, Elias corrected him. No. They've been inside our assumptions. Meanwhile, Kale watched Earth's confusion unfold. One commander smiled proudly. They're collapsing. Kale didn't react. No. They're measuring me. The officer blinked. What? Kyle pointed toward Earth. He isn't fixing the outages. He isn't restoring communications. He isn't reacting emotionally. He is observing. Kyle smiled again. Good. Back on Earth. Captain Naomi couldn't understand. Why aren't we restoring the systems? Elias calmly answered. Because none of this matters. General Reeves raised his voice. Our planet is shutting down. Elias looked directly at him. No. Our planet is being distracted. He zoomed out the solar system. There. Everyone looked. One tiny red signal, hidden behind the orbit of Uranus, almost invisible. General Hale frowned. One ship? Elias nodded. Not a warship. A courier. Captain Naomi asked, "What is it carrying?" Elias whispered, "The real invasion." Immediately. Earth launched 3 interceptor squadrons. Minutes later, the alien courier exploded. No survivors. Recovered from the wreckage. One small crystal, no larger than a human hand. Scientists scanned it. Nothing. Completely empty. General Reeves sighed. "We risked 3 squadrons." "For this?" Elias smiled faintly. "No. We risked 3 squadrons. To make Cale think we believed the crystal mattered." The room fell silent. Captain Naomi slowly realized, wait, the crystal was another distraction? Elias nodded. So was the blackout. So was Pluto. So was the 72-hour warning. General Hale stared at him. Then, where's the real attack? Elias looked out the massive observation window toward Earth. For the first time, his expression changed. Not fear, concern. Quiet concern. He spoke only 4 words. He already reached Earth. At that exact moment. Deep beneath the Arctic Defense Complex, an emergency alarm echoed through the underground facility. A guard stared at a security monitor. A single figure, wearing a stolen human uniform, walked calmly through the base. No weapon, no panic, just confidence. The guard whispered, "Who is that?" The security system answered automatically. "Identity verified. Authorized personnel." General Reeves looked at the screen in disbelief. "That's impossible." Elias's face turned completely serious. "No. It's brilliant." Captain Naomi looked at him. "What is?" Elias slowly whispered. "Cale never intended to invade Earth. He sent someone to invade me." The mysterious figure stopped in front of the deepest military archive on Earth and smiled directly into the security camera.